For the first time, we're hearing from one of the 5 Americans freed from an Iranian prison over the weekend.
Amir Hekmati, a former United States Marine, spoke to journalists at a U.S. military base in Landstuhl, Germany. Listen.
Just want to thank everybody for all the support. I feel extremely lucky, alive for the first time in a long time, and very humbled at everybody's support, from the president to Congress to my fellow Marines, and especially my family, who have really gone through so much throughout this time. I hope to give more details in the future. We're still, this is all still surreal, and we're just soaking it all in right now. But there is a lot that I have to say about the experience and what happened, and I hope to bring that to the American people and the world. But I'm very thankful. And God bless you all, really. I appreciate all your help.
How does it feel to be back, Amir?
It feels great. I feel very lucky. Like I said, I feel alive for the first time. It's like being born again. And I just really feel proud to be an American.
How bad was it in there?
Well, it wasn't good. I've spoke to that before. I was luckily able to get some of my stances on my treatment from prison. And I do want to talk about that in more detail, and I will.
What was your biggest surprise once you get out?
You know, I was at a point where I had just sort of accepted the fact that I was going to be spending 10 years in prison. So this was a surprise, and I just feel extremely blessed to see my government do so much for me and the other Americans.
How much warning did you get that you were going to be released?
Nothing, really. They just came one morning and said, pack your things. So,
did you believe them?
No, absolutely not. And I did not relax until we were outside of Iranian airspace. But it's finally starting to become a reality.
When do you hope to get home, Amir? And what's the first thing you're going to do?
That's a good question. I hope to get home soon. I really want to see my family and be back in the land of the free, back home.
What did you say to your family when you saw them for the first time after all those years?
Well, I've only seen my brother-in-law and my sisters so far, and we were speechless for a while, but I've said a lot, and we still have a lot to talk about.
Hugs and tears.
Absolutely.
Amir, how did you know how many people were campaigning for you, and how did you feel when you found out how big the movement was to get you back out and people keeping it in the public light?
Well, I don't know, and I still don't know. I just know that everyone from the president, the Congress, even the Iranian officials who were our captors essentially were amazed and had asked us, why is it that they're working so hard for you? And I just said, well, that's America, and they love their citizens. And even the other Iranian prisoners were really moved by all the support. But there's still a lot that I don't know, and it's all coming to me slowly. Our communications, obviously, for the first almost 2.5 years, I had very little communication, if any. And when I did finally get access to a telephone, I wasn't able to get all the details because of the sensitive situation that I was in. But I just know that so many people had supported us, and I'm extremely humbled and grateful.
What was it like when you guys were waiting for that plane? Because there was a big delay from when you were supposed to leave for when that flight actually took off, right?
Yeah, it was very nerve-wracking. I was worried that maybe the Iranian side was going to make new demands in the last minute, or that the deal wasn't going to work out. So up until the last second, we were all worried and concerned. We were just put in a very small room, and we had no telephone or access to any information. We kept being told that we're going to be taking off in 2 hours, and 2 became 6, became 10. So a total of almost 2.5 days. It was really nerve-wracking. But when we finally got to see the Swiss ambassador, Ambassador Haas, who really did a lot for us, and Mr. Maya and the Swiss government, we just felt an immense pressure come off our shoulders, and when we finally got on the plane, that's when we knew that
Amir, did your Marine training kick in during any of this time?
I think so. I didn't want to let my fellow Marines down, and the reputation of the Marine Corps, so I tried my best to keep my head up and withstand all the pressures that were put upon me, some of which were very inhumane and unjust. And then hearing about some of my fellow Marines supporting me really gave me the strength to put up with over 4 years of some very difficult times that me and my family went through. So
How are you
tough
feeling
indeed, eh?
now?
Semper Fi to all the Marines out there.
You
How
see,
are you feeling in yourself physically now?
Right now, I feel great. I have so much energy. Like I said, I feel alive for the first time. All of the people out there who have been in prison, especially the ones who were in prison unjustly, I'm sure the other Americans feel the same way. It takes such a toll on you. So to be out now with Congressman Kildee, who's done so much, and my family, it's just amazing.
How were your
Can't
fellow
even describe it
Americans
to you.
who were on board? How were
Sorry.
your fellow Americans who were on board the flight?
Ecstatic, happy, anxious to get home.
Have you met
that
them?
moment is you. That
Nobody really believed it. Everybody was just sort of in a state of disbelief, and we still are.
Apparently, there were cheers as the flight left Iranian airspace.
As soon as we got out of Iranian airspace, champagne bottles were popped, and the Swiss are amazing, their hospitality. Chocolates, veal was served, and we were on a private jet that usually the foreign minister of Switzerland or the ambassadors use. So they really did an excellent job, and we thank them for the hospitality.
You seem
bless
so
you.
well, Amir. People will be stunned and delighted.
I am well, and I'm only going to get better, I hope. And this has really been an exceptional time for me.